Sometime in the early 90s, one evening unfolded a very beautiful drama. Bhagavan came out for darshan. Those were the sand days. And as he was finishing the darshan, it started to drizzle. And when it started to drizzle, the sand got wet. And then when Bhagavan came back to the mandir, nearly 1/4 of his robe was wet because of the flowing gown, and the robe had accumulated all the wetness, and then sand was sticking onto those robes. And the moment Bhagavan entered inside, the rain increased. Then Bhagavan was telling all the devotees, go back, but none of the devotees were moving. There was this silent, dumb charade that was going on between Bhagavan and the devotees. Then finally Bhagavan won. You know what he did? He said, if you do not go, I will come out in the rain. The moment Bhagavan threatened that, all the devotees went back, because none of them wanted Bhagavan to get wet. Swami calls Mr. Khyaldas and me. We go inside. Then Bhagavan just looks to me and he says, this robe has got a lot of sand, just dust it off. I just took immediately that lotus feet on my hands and started dusting all those sand from up onwards, from the gown. I took my own sweet time because I was just thinking that such an opportunity may not come again for me. I was picking out every grain of sand from the robe, taking my own sweet time, dusting it off. Swami could have easily just shook his robe and everything would have come off. But Bhagavan, with his loving grace, he allowed it to continue. And as he was doing that, and Mr. Khyaldas was doing the Path Seva, Bhagavan told a very beautiful thing. He said, I have to construct a hall here because my devotees are getting wet. I was just thinking, in the olden days, rishis had done penance. Years together, they had to endeavor such hardships in order to have one glimpse of the Lord. Here was the Lord who has come down and is worried about the hardships that the devotees were undertaking while having his darshan. Then he said, once I construct this hall, then I can leave. Mr. Khyaldas and me asked, where will you leave, Swami? Then Bhagavan said, where will I leave? I will always be here. And he touched Mr. Khyaldas' heart and my heart. I will always be in your hearts. If you recall 1973, while hoisting Dashara event Prashanti flag in Puttaparthi, Bhagavan made a very beautiful statement. He said, this Prashanti is not my home. This is your residence. What you have, your home, is only the houses of Vishranti. It is only rest houses. Prashanti is your new home. Prashanti is your home. And my home is your hearts. Are we ready to keep our Lord in our hearts? How do we love Sai? That's a question that we have to ask. And then I had almost reached the lotus feet of Bhagavan. All the dust and everything had already gathered. Almost an hour had passed. At that time, William Blake's poem flashed through my mind. To see the universe in a grain of sand and heaven in a wild flower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. as I was kind of, engrossed and thanking Bhagavan for this golden opportunity, as if out of the slumbers, Bhagavan suddenly kind of, speaks, "Who am I, Ra?" And I'm holding Bhagavan's lotus feet, and I just look up to him. Then he says, "I am the rain that falls from the above. I am the sand that receives it. I am the plant that gives the cotton. I am the weaver that weaves the threads and turns the cotton into threads and then the robe. I am the sand that sticks to the robe. I am the one that binds them all. I am the one that separates them. I am not this Deha, I am the Dehi. I am all that it was, I am that it is, and I will forever be that will be." And that's where I kind of, realized what a golden opportunity that was. Now, taking you back to the question that Bhagavan had asked, why do you love Sai? Which Sai do you love? How do you love Sai? When a teacher conducts an exam, he first teaches us a lesson, then he conducts an exam, he asks a question. Our Lord has put an answer in the question itself. If you look at the questions very carefully, there are a couple of words that are constant in these different questions. Love Sai. Love Sai doesn't change in any of those questions.